Alright, we're gonna pretend that I had the soundtrack and everything ready to go. Let's go ahead and do this one. Oh, loud, loud. Okay, so I have a pair of earbuds now. You know what, let me adjust this to my... I have a pair of earbuds. We're not using the headset, so we should not have any audio problems today, probably. Hopefully. I haven't found any yet, so I think we're good. So let's see, Plumeria Fairy today. You might be asking, Kerr, you just did an art raffle. Shouldn't you be doing that? You've always worn glasses. No. Fuck, I can't see. Yes. I wear contacts usually for stream, but my right contact today, was being a little bitch. I decided, like, okay, I'm just gonna take it off and then brush teeth and go right to bed when stream is over, because it's a bit of an eepy day today. Today has been, like, hilarious because I've been distracted immensely, more than usual. Like, I feel like I don't want to sit still. I feel like I don't want to sit here and draw, but I do want to sit here and draw. It's just I don't want to, like... It was a Zoomies day today. We'll put it that way. Same here. Real. Oh man, I have some funny stories about Saturday to share. I already told Neil. Neil's just I have no classes for 3 days because of the storm. Oh shit, there's a storm there. I won't ask where, but man, that's rough. Stay safe, James. I'd hate to see you blown away and out of Philippines. That'd be tragic. But yeah, do stay safe. I have no experience with hurricanes, but I am aware that they can get pretty bad. Man. Hey, maybe I get blown somewhere better. Hey, maybe you get blown to California. Actually, arguably California's worse. Like, hell yeah. Yeah, maybe. Sorry, Philippines, but it's true. Anyways, I have funny stories to tell about Sunday. Oh my god. So, Sunday, I opened the Carl's Jr., or I was supposed to. And don't get me wrong, I did. But, so, how do I put this? I got, like... So my manager, my general manager, who's there, I've mentioned her a few times on stream. We're pretty tight. I get there, and she's like, I get there. She's there already, and I'm like, you'll never guess how many hours of sleep I got last night. And she's like, I got 3 hours of sleep, Kyra, and I'm like, lucky, I got 30 minutes. Continue on the story, but holy shit, it finally stopped raining after 5 days. Woohoo! Let's go! Anyways, maybe this just shouldn't be a clipping layer, hang on. Anyways, so, so, I got 30 minutes of sleep. During Sunday, I was basically awake since like 11 in the morning. It was bad. It was pretty bad. And I'll tell you one thing, it did not get better. Usually on days like that, I'm pretty reliant on the... Oh shoot, actually don't erase that part, that's the part actually supposed to be yellow. I'm pretty reliant on the rushes throughout the day to keep me awake. But let me tell you, Sundays at the store are tragically, pathetically, usually incredibly slow in the morning. Because everyone's because to be fair, everyone's probably either like hungover or getting ready for church or something else, or I don't even know. But like, it's just slow on Sundays. Nobody wants to be there on a Sunday, usually. That usually will come into play later. So there I am. So there I am. Me and my manager going insane at 7 in the morning. We're like, someone please come to the store. Like, let's just call everyone up. Let's just call everyone up. We don't need them. We can run the store by ourselves. Stuff like that. Or we were losing it. And it just keeps devolving. So come around 8 o'clock, our people who are supposed to be there to relieve us for our 10-minute breaks finally get there. And it is around this time when somebody comes into the drive-thru. Well, I think it's a little bit later, actually. Later into the whole shift. Somebody comes into the drive-thru asking about our Angus burgers, and I do the whole spiel of, oh yeah, it's a premium beef patty, so it's got like the salt and pepper seasoning, and it's a little bit thicker, yada yada. I've said this like a million times already. And he goes, you can put it on any burger? And I'm like, yeah, technically. And he goes, what about the double cheeseburger? Now, the double cheeseburger is a little itty-bitty value burger. So it's on small buns, it's supposed to use small patties, and so on and so forth. And, so I'm like, oh, did you mean the double famous star? Because, we're not really supposed to put the, oops, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. So, like, did you mean the double famous star with cheese, Angus, like the double Angus famous, right? He's like, sure, and I'm like, cool, that'll be 11 something at the window. And then he goes, well, what about the double cheeseburger? Like, can you put the Angus patties on that? And I explained, like, oh, well, that one's like a value one, so it's not like the meat will really fit on there. But I can, if he is gonna be really pushy about it, just put the Angus patties on there and just put it on the bread and everything. And he goes, but then he starts getting confused, and he's like, okay, wait, so if the bread doesn't fit that, I'm like, no, we're gonna put the correct bread, so it will fit, I promise. And it's just a whole thing, and me and my manager are just there like, we're gonna punch and murder this guy when he gets to the window for asking so many stupid questions. Just out of curiosity, is there any possibility someone could check if it's actually Angus beef? I mean, well, here's my question to you. Jollibee, the advertisement over here is saying that their burgers are made out of 100% black Angus. And has anyone verified those? Yeah, they don't say that here. Well, they do say that here, so I have no idea what Angus meat means, but they just say it. All I can say is that it is a better patty. It is a better patty than our standard, but we are also getting rid of it. We are just supposed to sell our stock until it's gone, and it's never gonna see the light of day again. So, rip premium beef patties. But yeah, so Sunday goes on, and finally, the one person I was looking forward to seeing that day besides my manager shows up. And I feel kind of bad, because once again, me and my manager, we are going practically insane. And both of us have headsets on. My coworker has headsets on, and we're just talking back and forth. Like, oh yeah, you can go home. We're gonna clean the store by ourselves. We're going to say something. Hey, do you want to buy crack off of the general manager? Stuff like that. We're effectively, like, high and drunk at the same time. We're just high off of the lack of sleep. And this was the only way either of us were staying awake. Angus is a breed of cow. I see. I don't know then. I don't know if there's a way for us to test that. It would have to be through, like, the distributor. And then again, we are getting rid of it, so I don't even think people care that much. Thankfully, my coworker thought it was pretty funny. So I'm glad they weren't too terribly annoyed with that, because I know for a fact that, to an extent, we were definitely annoying. But it was funny. On the crack thing, though, It was me joking around like I saw the trunk of your car. I know you got like cases and cases of Coke there. It was actually just Coca-Cola. But I make the joke that it was Coke because it's funnier. And and she goes, "Yeah, you want some, Kyra? You want some too, a coworker?" And they just go, "Yeah, you know what? Why not?" At this point, which is so funny. And then, and then, here's the funniest part. So she starts talking about like, actually this one time, I got recommended like these dietary pills for weight loss, and they really gave me like a lot of energy, and I was actually like really losing a lot of weight. And I was like, I wonder what's in these things. Turns out, the pills had cocaine in them. Because of course they did. And she was just shocked that you could just get that. And I was just like, I can't believe I'm hearing this. Like, I'm hearing you admit to having, like, put crack into your system. Well, it's probably more like cocaine, but still. Point still stands. And then she goes, "Yeah, and I'm thinking about taking them again, so if you guys ever catch me on a day where I'm like, yeah, let's clean the whole store, I can run this place for 24 hours straight, you know what's up." And it's just like, aye aye, Captain. I love my manager, she's so funny. So that was Sunday. Finally, I get off of work, and I would have gone home right away had it not been for numerous incidents of me just either like slipping or like dropping things, and me being convinced that I was in no shape to drive home. Even if it is just a straight line, I figured, okay, you know what, best not risk it. Let me just not. So I ended up, like, trying to take a nap in our break room for a bit, and, my manager, she puts her hand on my back, and I jump up, like, oh my god, like, who's there, right? It's her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, Kyra, you get some sleep," and I'm like, "That's what I'm trying to do, you scared me." She's like, "Don't worry, we'll even close the door for you to the break room," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." There's silence for a little bit. Wait, there's a door in the break room? I turn around, she has barricaded me in the break room with, like, the crates that we usually keep the, buns on, and I'm just like, man, if it works, it works. And but at the same time, I was just like calling out, like, is this really necessary? It's the whole thing. Oh yeah. The Sunday was just hilarious. Hilarity simply ensued, and it kept ensuing, and I was helpless to stop it. But of course, that's what 30 minutes of sleep does to you kids. I think I would, I think I would like to keep doing the opening shift though, because it is kind of funny. It is very peaceful at the store, and I do get off pretty early. Yeah, and then even more so, it was just chaos all around. One of my favorite things that I've been saying at the store, anytime anything goes wrong, is this, like, disaster will strike, and I'll say something to the effect of, "A second plane has hit the Carl's Jr." My coworker thought that was funny. Honestly, maybe if working in fast food wasn't seen as such a bad thing, I'd have considered it as a kid. Honestly, it's not that bad, especially like in California. We're getting paid $20 an hour to ask people what kind of burger they want, and then we put the burger on the little conveyor belt, and we barely cook. We barely cook at the store. It's kind of nice, actually. But yeah, it's not bad at all. There's definitely like better gigs out there, but you know, $20 is $20. But yeah, yeah. Also too, I feel like this specific location is just like super tight knit, so we be chilling there. As an update on a silly relationship things, I have a question. Would it be? I believe I have a godmother in Cali. Well, she was until she moved to Idaho. I see. I don't know too much about Idaho, but I think the joke I think they may or may not be known for potatoes, but also that might just be because I watched The Amazing World of Gumball and there was a potato named Idaho in the show. So I'm not actually sure what to make of that. But more on Le Coworker. I did that was the coworker that I worked with on Sunday, and I was like really happy that they were there. But I do have a question. Um, would it be too forward to ask to design a tattoo for them? Because I have a tattoo idea in mind. I'm not sure if they've like settled on any kind of like specific design. I know what they want. Like, and I can definitely draw it. Would it be too much to offer to like, hey, do you want me to draw that for you? Like, I could do that. In fact, I kind of already have because I thought I'd do a little like practice thing of it. Is that part of me is like, oh, I like drawing for my friends, and I typically do end up drawing for my friends whenever I can find time to do so. So on one hand, this is also just a thing I do for friends, but on the other hand, it's like the context does not help me here. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just very, very silly, it seems. I don't think so, but I think if you're gonna go through that, you should design closely together. I think so too. I did draw up a thing. I wonder if it's on my Google Photos already. I'll see if I can show it on stream real quick. Yeah, I drew it a bit ago. Cause I drew it with them in mind. Cause I know they like this kind of thing. There it is. I know they like this kind of thing. Like Plague Doctor stuff. And they wanted to get it like tattooed, I think, like on their left shoulder or something. And I was like, I could draw that. I just find that if you put too much effort into something and the person doesn't actually get it, it's not the greatest feeling. Yeah, that's the one thing. Yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna like draw it, because like to be fair, that one that I showed is just a practice was just a practice one, and but like, you know it, because I know that tattoo also just isn't happening for a while, so it's just like the offer is there at the very least. So, that's my train of thought. Yeah, I'd ask first if I was you. Yeah, I'm gonna ask first. I get that. I know I did get them, like, a little, 3D printed crow. Cause, what is it? At the little vending thing that I've been doing on Thursdays, or, well, I don't see an issue with asking, rather, to answer your question. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I guess I am just overthinking it. Lamau. But, I did actually get them a little gift, a bunch of my friends' gifts, actually, at the vending thing. There's not a lot of, like, craft booths. It's really just my art, and even then my art is on, like, display at, like, I'm just borrowing some space off my game store's booth for it. The only other crafting thing there was someone who was doing 3D prints. And so, again, they like the Plague Doctor stuff. I couldn't find something like that exactly, but I did find a crow, and I did give them the crow, and they really, really liked it. I got myself this little guy. Look at him. He's so cute. He's such a little guy. Autism creature for real. Anyways, I can't wait for me to be in a sleep-deprived delirium and accidentally give myself arachnophobia. It is pretty good. It is pretty cute, yeah. Yeah, no, the prints people, they were, or the 3D print booth, they were super cool. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to buy more stuff from them, but we'll have to see. But, I did enjoy, like, seeing what they have there. I am curious if they do, like, the modeling themselves, because I know there's, like, a lot of, like, models that are just available online, and you just buy that, and people like are cool with that. But I'm not sure if they do the modeling themselves too. That's just something I was a little curious about. Erase this. Dude, I want to take care of a spider, but my mom would never let me. No, same here. Today I was talking with a friend. I was on a phone call with a friend while I was at the park because, God forbid, I have phone calls here at home and then accidentally say something that I'm not ready for my parents to know. So I was at the park. I was sitting at a bench. There was this cute little jumping spider. Like, okay, I get it. I have arachnophobia, but I love jumping spiders. I love jumping spiders so much. What about you? Would you, when you say take care of a spider, do you mean like a spider or do you mean a tarantula? Curious to know like what kind of spider you would take care of. Me, I would love to have a pet jumping spider. Whole ass tarantula, sick. I love tarantulas. I just don't think I have the guts to actually take care of one. And it would be really sad. So I'm gonna spare the tarantula and myself the problem. But yeah, no, tarantulas are super cool. The tarantula that I wanted to get, when I was considering getting into the hobby of taking care of one was this. I like how we always come back to spiders. Oh, my display capture has just been on the entire time. I'm so sorry. I forgot I'm supposed to be streaming art, not my Google page. I love these dudes. They're so pretty. They're like the coppery blues, or like it's like the copper abdomen and then into like the blue and everything. They're gorgeous. I absolutely love them. New World or Old World? I think they might be New World. Or no. I really want to say that they're Old World. Let me see. Or no, they're New World because they're South American. Yeah. So there we go. But yeah, I love them, and I think it does say that they are pretty beginner friendly, all things considered. They're skittish, but they're not really like, they're not the ones that are gonna like rear up and like bare their fangs at you. That's the big thing with them. I think I think I'd prefer one to be New World, yeah. Understandable. The Old World tarantulas are so, like, I get it, right? Tarantulas, at the end of the day, are very small compared to everything else that usually lives in their habitat. So I understand when they get a little, like, pissy and they start, like, rearing up and showing their fangs. Does not make it any less terrifying for me. They're cool. I like the Old World ones are still like really neat because like I think they get pretty big, and like I think I still think they're like super cool. The Old Worlds kind of look like metal guitarists with long hair. they get pissy. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I was gonna say angry crab with fangs, but that works too. Oh man. Speaking of metal, YouTube is completely convinced that I must listen to metal music. And honestly, they're probably right. 'Cause what is it? Well, here's what's been happening with my music recommendations. I will literally be looking up like bass tutorials, right? So I can learn how to play more songs on bass. And then YouTube goes, here's some more bass content then. And a lot of them are metalheads. And it just keeps going and going. And now suddenly I listen to Spanish metal. I don't know how I got here, but I'm not complaining. They're this one band. They're called The Warning. They're so good, and their bassist is literally so cool. I would be parasocial for her in the most lighthearted manner possible. She plays a 5-string bass, and something that I learned recently was that her bass is actually custom made. Like, she worked with the company to make it, and that's so cool. It's quite the opposite for me. I've been recommended a lot of K-pop and J-pop. No, I can't get into that genre. It's just not for me. I like EDM, but I'm not as big on EDM anymore. I've been way more into like punk rock. Just I like grunge. I think that's the easiest way for me to describe it. So yeah, YouTube has been like doing that because YouTube is just like you should try this, you should absolutely try this, and I'm like, where did this even come from? There was one, it was a YouTube short, and I literally just watched it because it was like, can you tell the twins apart? And I'm like, man, I wonder if I can tell like twins apart or something. Turns out those people are like part of a metal band, and I was just like, I am no longer going to escape this in my YouTube shorts, but I guess that's okay. I should have listened to them. I didn't. I forgot. But that's where we're at. Yeah. Bass has been really fun. It was really funny yesterday for D&D. We were all just kind of hanging out before the session started, because nobody was coming in for the workshop. So you know, just vibing. One of my players found out after, just learned that I play bass, and they're like, "You play bass?" I'm like, "Yeah, I play bass. Like, what of it?" It's like, "When were you when were you gonna tell us? Like, do I have to tell you that I play bass?" It's like, I'm gonna tell your chat that you play bass. And I'm like, 99% of chat knows that I play bass. Dude, YouTube is like actually my last trial in regaining my attention span. I have everything else deleted. It's just YouTube left. I love YouTube. YouTube is the only app that I like actually doom scroll on. It's so funny. I like YouTube more than TikTok for a number of reasons. I do like long video essays. I end up using YouTube more than Spotify. Wait, you play bass? I know, crazy, right? It's almost like this. Oh no, I'm sure you knew already, James. But it's almost like this gets brought up every couple of streams or so. Please tell me you actually did know that I play bass and I'm like not crazy. I'm on the edge of my seat. But yeah, no, I like YouTube. I'm not huge on TikTok because I like long form content. But my huge issue with TikTok lately is like, it's supposed to be short videos, right? But their algorithm... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know, I just haven't heard you play it. Yeah. I don't... Guitar is a lot easier to show off on stream just because, the tunes that you play on guitar are just simply more recognizable, and guitar has an easier time being on its own as an instrument than the bass does. Like, I need, like, a backing track for that. And of course, I don't know if I can do the bass. I would love to do a bass stream, okay? 3 hours of me just practicing bass and, like, making myself look like an idiot. That sounds great. That sounds great. I just don't know how I'm supposed to get around the copyright for that. Yeah, if people want to hear me play a little bit live, I'll bring it out, but I'll bring it out if more people show up. Yeah, he was just like so surprised. I'm just like, yeah. And he's like, how long have you been playing? I don't remember when I bought the bass. It's been a few months though. What would be copyright? I mean, okay, because here's the thing, right? Here's my point. I'm gonna play a bass line, and I don't mind if you don't know the song or anything, because I have a good feeling the music tastes are a smidge different. Let me pause the music. put the amp on. I have an awful way of recording bass, because I do record myself playing bass a little bit, and I'll post the YouTube links to Twitter, because I do leave the links unlisted and everything. Oh, shit! But they are there, so let me just... Oh, no, I don't listen to K-pop or J-pop. I see! Okay, so maybe you... I just... Like, because, hear me out. It'd be fine. I listen to Japanese rock, but that's it. I see you there. I tried getting... There's one Japanese rock song that I listen to. It's, I think it's called Literary Nonsense. I forget the artist's name, but, I like that one, but I don't listen to it that often. Okay, so, I take off my earbuds real quick. By the way, I don't know if you heard at the beginning of the stream, I got rid of the Razer headset because I think it must be broken, and I'm sick and tired of having to deal with the audio issues. So I just have earbuds now. Yeah, big rip. So much for the Funny Kitty headset. Okay, I'm gonna turn this up. I'm gonna turn that up. I hope to God that it's not catching the air conditioning all too much. And the reason why, so this is the whole reason why I don't really want to do like a bass stream is because I need the backing tracks, otherwise I don't think people are gonna know what I'm playing. And as an example, I'm going to play a bass line from a very popular song, and I'm gonna ask if you recognize it. I should probably speed it up. Yeah, exactly. You don't recognize that it's Witchy Woman until I get to the chorus. Like, ooh, Witchy Woman, see how high she flies. I'm not good at singing and playing it at the same time. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, I'm sorry you had to hear that. But you see what I mean? Like, I would need the backing tracks. Yeah, my mom's listened to this a couple times. Exactly. The only song that I know with, like, an extremely recognizable bass line would be... Wait, what the fuck are it sounding? No, it didn't. No, I refuse to believe that it did. Let me turn this back down before I start clipping my mic. It was fine. I'm sorry, I will always be insecure about my voice, and there's no changing that. But no, it's like, I love playing bass. I would love to play it on stream, but I need the backing tracks, otherwise people aren't gonna know what I'm playing. Like, because I don't play melodies, I play bass lines. I think the only song that I know with, like, a very, like, recognizable bass line that's, like, super popular, and it kind of takes over as a melody, is Psycho Killer, like... I'm not singing this one while playing. I can't even talk and play at the same time, but then the chorus goes. And, like, even then it's like, like, that's all it is. I can't do a bass stream unless I can play the tracks, But then the tracks have copyright on them, and I'm gonna lose my channel. I wonder if I'm gonna lose my channel just from doing that. Imagine. But yeah, let me put this back. Let me put Fish back where she goes. Ugh. But, yeah, if people want a bass stream, if somebody can figure out how I can do that, without getting a million copyright strikes on my channel, that would be splendid. But alas, that is not the world that I live in, currently. If you are interested, though, let me just go onto Twitter real quick. If you want to see me playing a full song through and something that's a smidge more impressive than an old Eagles song, this is actually me playing a song all the way through. There's a way to play music without it being recorded on the VOD, but where's the fun in that now, right? Like, hear me out. If I'm gonna put on a concert for you guys, I'd like for the music to still be there, to exist somewhere before it's like lost media. Imagine Kerr lost media. That's a wild statement. You don't have to watch that YouTube video now, by the way. I wouldn't recommend it because that song was like 3 minutes long. And I'm gonna be yapping still. But yeah, believe me, I'd love to. I'd love to. I've considered it. I just don't know how. I'll watch it later, probably. Yeah, you don't have to as well. I don't even sing in it because I just can't play and sing at the same time. Witchy Woman is a little bit easier because that chorus part is literally just the same as the bass line. So it's like, okay, I can like work with that. It's still not super clean though. Yeah, that is a thing. I just don't know how you do it. Yeah. Maybe I'll try looking into it and see if we can have like a fun music day. Another thing too, actually, speaking of future streams, Thursday's stream I think is going to have to be canceled, and I'm gonna make sure that I remember to mark it on the calendar, because we are getting a new internet. Spectrum, for whatever reason, is $116 a month, because of course it is, and I suggested, oh yeah, well if the soonest thing is tomorrow, we might as well just do tomorrow. My dad was like, nah, let's do Thursday. And it's like, okay, the available times on Thursday are 12 to 2 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And I was just like, well, that's literally right on stream time. And my dad was like, yeah, you can just do it like in the afternoon. I'm like, okay. But it's fine, it's fine. I'm gonna meet up with a friend on like Thursday anyways, it seems like, roughly. So that's gonna happen. So, I'll see about, I don't know if I want to move it to Friday, because I feel like I'm just going to be, like, tired again, as I usually am, and I do kind of like taking advantage of the fact that I go into work at 3, rather than earlier, and just getting the extra sleep, because God knows I need it, especially after the whole fiasco on Sunday. I passed out so quickly, Sunday night. We were still playing Minecraft, me and Johnny. And I was just like, at some point I was just like, I can't believe I'm still awake. And Johnny was just, you're probably gonna like knock out as soon as you lie down. It's true. I did indeed knock out as soon as I lied down. Man. I tried to take a nap when I got home, but I didn't want to go up to my room because my AC is loud and it's also hot upstairs. So I didn't exactly want to do that. But man, I was just awake for a long time. Yesterday's D&D session also went pretty well. I based the one shot off of The Boy Who Cried Wolf. So there's a shepherd saying that a bunch of werewolves are nicking his sheep, and then you go hunt down the werewolves and you learn actually that shepherd has been abusing his sheep. We've been trying to rescue them. So the players just went ahead and went in to just straight up murder the guy, and it was great. Also, it's raining again. No. Honestly though, sleeping when you're dead tired hits different. It hits so different. I wish I had more days in the week where I could just sleep in and just keep sleeping in. Like, in when I was with one of my exes, we would have like late night phone calls and we wouldn't go to bed until like 5, 6 in the morning sometimes, right? It was glorious just sleeping for near 12 hours, like waking up at 5. Oh my god, I miss that. I miss that so much. Like, getting that much sleep, I wish that was me. But man, it's okay though. Probably not healthy. I'm joking around. Like a 12. I keep joking around at work like a 12-hour nap would fix me. That is not a nap anymore. That is hibernation. Please. I'm being very lazy with the rendering right now. Again, my brain's just not in like a digital art mood. But I gotta do the digital art, so I'm like forcing it. And, like I'm trying not to be too lazy with it, but it's just my actually nocturnal. Not really anymore. I wish I was, because it's like so much colder at night, and I have like so much more time to myself. But no, in fact, actually, Johnny is right. Both me and him work at the same Carl's Jr. He's right. I should just take the promotion because they do the work anyways. I might as well just do it. And I'm thinking like, okay, but I like having my days free and I don't really want to work mid-shift, so I want to ask my manager tomorrow, like, okay, if I agree to be a shift leader, can I just work like an opening or like in the mornings? Like I don't really feel like being too late into the afternoon. I like having my days free. You know, I have no idea what a render is, and I've been doing art for a long while now, and I'm a little afraid to ask. Okay, so to me, rendering is just adding in like a bunch of extra details. So, if I turn off my rendering layer, these are the flats. These are the flats. If I turn on my rendering layer, well, the only rendering layer that I have right now, like adding the shadows in, that is rendering to me. Other people might take it a step further. It's like, okay, this is where I'm going to add all the texture. This is where I'm going to... It just depends on the style. Like, even if I was, like, cel shading this, like, with flat colors and everything, or solid colors, I should say, that's still rendering. And rendering can mean, like, a bunch of different things, to be honest. I'm gonna show off something that I did today. Because, again, I just wasn't in a digital art mood, so I just had to, like, stop doing that and then move on to something else. I did a little ink piece today. This is titled "There's a Fish in That Rock." I made an ammonite. Oh my god, it's so blurry in like the center. It's okay. But when I do ink is interesting because at the same time, I'm not just lining, I'm rendering as I go. So I'll go in with like the actual outlines and then I start adding in like all the hatching and everything. It's a really, really fun process. I might have to rescan this actually. I don't like how blurry it is in the thing. Alright, well I'll do that again at another point. But the rendering can be like a lot of things, as it turns out. Or at least in my experience. I don't know what the official definition is, but in general it is just like, I think at its most basic concept, it is just adding more and more detail into the art. And I feel like the definition of rendering just kind of like changes depending on the medium. Also, we got a bot. Look at that. Get out of here. I thought that was just drawing. I mean, it depends, because to me, what I'm doing right now, I'd consider more like painting, right? Me inking like all of this, like doing the outlines, that is drawing to me. But I guess at the same time, I wouldn't listen to me as well, because also I'm self-taught. I have absolutely no education at all with art. I just pick up the pen and do what I think feels right. so like to me, like what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't say this is drawing. I'd argue that this is actually painting. Or like it's closer to painting than it is drawing. But if I was like doing the outlines right now, I'd wager that's drawing. And then if I was working on like the sketch, that's obviously just like sketching. But I think every artist has like their things like defined differently. Because some you know some artists don't even use outlines like me. Some artists like literally just like they'll have the sketch, and then they just skip straight to the painting process. And they might paint with flats first, and then their render would be adding a little bit more shading into the thing. It's a whole thing, and that's the fun part about art. I have no clear answers for anything, and I'm not getting them anytime soon. Well, drawing is just making illustration in general for me. That makes sense. Painting would be a subgenre. Also valid. I guess, if anything, then I would probably look up like a formal definition from like an art textbook or something, because I don't know. Because also valid. I do know if Johnny was here, because he's an actual art major. Illustration very much refers to something that you got like commissioned to do. So like illustrators are effectively people who get like paid to do art. Illustrating is like the process of like doing like the actual commissioned stuff, I guess. I don't know. Do not listen to me for stuff like this. I've never taken an art class and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm good if you want to learn like tips and tricks. I'm not good if you want to learn like the actual nitty-gritty of art. Anyways, smooth some of that out. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Let me think. Oh yeah, Friday! Friday! I worked the night shift with Johnny. Johnny usually closes on Fridays, and I'm there in mid to night, just to help cover like breaks and like do some extra cleaning and everything. Lo and behold, so Carl's Jr. got new slushy machines, and I hate them because they're extremely complicated and they're not fun to clean, and we gotta clean them every 3 days. So Friday we had to clean them. It's like, okay, well, Johnny knows how to do it, so Johnny was taking care of it, and I went ahead and went on my break because he sent me on my break. So I come back from my half, and he goes, okay, I cleaned the machine, everything is good, you're good to pour the slushy back into the machine. Except it wasn't. So I started pouring it back in, right? And it starts leaking, like, immensely. And it's like, stop! So I stop. And it's like, what do we do? And it's like, Johnny's like, I forgot the, what's it called? The rubber stopper that's supposed to go in the back. So we had to clean it all over again. And all of the product got everywhere. And honestly, that was truly a second plane has hit the Carl's Jr. moment. I was like freaking out. And the worst part, because so much, because so much of the cleaning stuff was just out and everywhere, a lot of them were blocking the monitors for the cash registers. So we had orders coming in, and it was just like, no, stop. Like, we cannot be doing this right now. And what makes it even better, Johnny was saying like, okay, don't worry, we're gonna get this cleaned before Irma comes out here, our manager. Turns out she was just watching the whole thing unfold from her office, and just, she was, according to her, she was waiting for one of us to like go there and be like, Irma, the thing spilled. But she was just watching. She told me on Sunday, and I was just like, you. At least the machine didn't break. I want it to break so bad, though. I want to be like, oh, the machine's broken, we can't serve any slushies right now. We can't make any slushies either. Yeah, sorry. Like, you know the slushies take like 3... I like your manager, she's great. You know the slushies, like, they take like 3 hours to freeze. And I'm like, are you actually pissing and shitting me right now? It's like, it's so stupid. And I hope to God that these machines fucking break, and that so many Carl's Jr. employees complain about having to, like, about how shitty they are, that they just pull the slushies from the menu. Like, please. Speaking more on, like, the limited time stuff, we have a new burger called the Queso Crunch Burger. It's got, like, tortilla chips, nacho cheese in it, and, like, yada yada yada, whatever, right? I love the stupid advertising we have for it. There's this model that we keep working with. Her name is Alex Earl, and I don't have anything against her as a person necessarily, but, like, we gotta change the branding. Carl's Jr. Someone at Carl's Jr. headquarters decided it'd be a great idea to go back to the sexy burger ads. And it's so awkward. One of my coworkers hates this Alex Earl so much that she's literally blocked on the Instagram. Like, on her Instagram. It's so funny. And honestly, it's so real. So valid. But yeah, like, it's so ridiculous. Like, the ad that we have playing for the new burger at the store, it's her, she's, like, biting into the burger. She has, like, a corset, so, and, like, it, like, reveals a good amount of cleavage. And then for some reason, like, as she's biting into the burger, they thought it'd be a great idea to have, like, a fan blowing her hair back and everything. It looks so stupid. Like, this is why we're failing as a company. Somebody up there on the corporate chain cannot get with the times. Obviously, we've seen the sexy burger ladies before. Consider a sexy burger man. I think that's what we need. Like, look, I like looking at a good pair of... Look, I like a hot lady on a good day, but I also like I would also like if a hot man was advertising burgers. Yeah, that's the kind of burger I'd eat. Real. But, no, I think... Look, I have no problem with, sexualizing women, right? Like, you know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. My issue is that we only sexualize the women. We should do it to the men too, just to even the playing field a little bit. I'm not saying we can't, right? If we want a hot lady to sell us burgers, we should have a hot lady sell us burgers. But consider a hot guy selling us burgers. That'd be sick. That'd be so good. Hi, Marco. I see you screaming there. Yeah, you should just have two people fucking with the burgers add censors for it. That's so good. As censors for the ad. That'd be great. Hello, Marco. Remember when you said that you were gonna tell my chat that I know how to play bass? They already know. This is one of my players from the game store, James. He's the person who discovered I played bass yesterday. And you also missed the bass playing. Congratulations. Oh yeah, I should send the link. Already sent it, Marco. I'm 5 parallel dimensions ahead of you. What link? What link? It's the one that I sent earlier. We don't need that again. We've moved on. Again, we're 5 parallel dimensions ahead of you. And I'm, like, too lazy to try for this sticker. I feel bad, though, because, like, plumeria is genuinely one of my favorite flowers, too. Like, if not the southern magnolia, plumeria is definitely up there, because I think they're very, like, pretty. There's, like, a trend with the kind of flowers that I like. It's the ones where, like, the petals are, like, really, like, nice, and... Well, I guess the petals on plumeria aren't necessarily broad, but they're, like, pretty... I don't know how to describe it. What is this? The Epson files? We want the bass. You should just play it on stream if we need some commentary on it. I don't... Okay, once again, I can play the bass, but you guys are not gonna know what bass lines I'm playing unless I have the song there. And if I put the song there, I'm gonna get copyright struck. Like, I want to do it too. I want to play bass on stream because it'd be fun. I'd be having more fun doing that than this right now, actually, for once. I'm just not in an art mood for some reason, which is kind of crazy. I'm always in an art mood. But yeah, no, don't get me wrong, I do want to play bass on stream. We just gotta find a way to do it so that, there's no copyright surrounding it. Because I need the backing tracks. Because once again, if I do this and I play a bass line, you guys are not gonna know what I'm playing. Like, at all. And I can't sing and play at the same time yet. Jokes aside, I want to design the good fellow better. Yeah. Like, again, I think he's characterized fine, but, like, I think, I think he's got a little bit too short of a temper, and it's gonna make the players kind of dislike him, and it'll make the players do one of two things, Marco. It's gonna make the players want to piss him off even more, or it's gonna make the players hate him, so you gotta find a good balance there. Nobody likes a boss that does that. Anyways. Less want to make him as mafioso with Riz. Oh yeah, I would love if he was like a more mafia type of character. That'd be so fun. Oh yeah, what's with the I need limits on players or something? Oh yeah, so it's just tough being a dungeon master when you got like 7, 8 people at a table. My personal like absolute maximum is 6. But I've been trying to be a little bit more gracious with that because a lot of people really want to play on the Monday one-shots. I don't know why. It's not like my one-shots are anything, like, special or anything. I don't think I'm, like, a super great dungeon master. I want to slowly creep the level up, but as an Italian, I don't know how to play a mafioso. I've always been too much of a goody two-shoes. You've been too much of a coward, that's what you've been. Oh, I've been pacing for an hour now, I should wash the dishes real. Yeah, James, go wash the dishes, James, and I will drink some water. I'm sure I have, like, a miscellaneous bottle on the floor here, so I don't, but, I'm sure I can go grab a bottle of water real quick. I am actually getting a little thirsty, I should probably drink something. But yeah. In Italy, if you get involved with the mafia, there's only one way out. Feet first. Yeah, I'm aware. To be fair, we kind of have like this, like, I mean, not that I know like it's probably different here in the States, but to an extent, the mafia does exist here. We have a different name for it though. Actually, it's called the FBI. So you know, it's kind of similar, kind of the same thing actually. How long until I actually get like sniped by the U.S. government for being too outspoken? I feel like every day, like my disdain just grows and grows, and eventually I will just get murked. I will just have like a target on my head. Oops, I meant to do this. There are a lot of underground organizations in the USA. I'm aware. Many of them, to be fair, many of them aren't even underground. They're literally just in the White House. Like, not to step on anyone's toes here, but I'm pretty sure, like, most of these underground organizations, has a more well-known name called the government. Yeah, who's actually stronger, the CIA or the FBI? I want to know the power scaling here. I don't know. Also, I think I accidentally did I unplug my earbuds? No. Okay, we're good. We're good. The music cut out for a bit, and I'm not sure why. So you gotta keep a lot of it very hush. For the problem is that electronic surveillance is huge, so you gotta keep a lot of it very hush hush. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's just like they're always covering, like they're always making excuses. There's always some sort of government cover up. It's always something. It's like no, our government just sucks. Or at least the way we do things. It's just so stupid. I feel there's gotta be like a better way. Somewhere. My friends are very into the idea of communism, and I'm at this point I'm like, you know what, maybe, yeah, fuck it. Or, like, I'm aware that communism is technically supposed to work. My issue with communism, here's the thing. Here's my thing with like different forms of government, right? Every single like idea on how to run a country feels like it's a good idea, right? My issue is that I think a lot of people are just inherently evil, and they're always going to like twist the system to like fit their domains or whatever the actual word is. So I feel like no matter what, I just don't trust it. I might be an anarchist to an extent, but I'd like to believe that there's like some golden middle ground somewhere. Nowadays in America, you make far more money with laundering illegally than you do with actual crimes. All the drugs and prostitution are either small-time outfits that are extremely local people just survive, or international organizations are also... Yeah. It's a whole thing. Wouldn't it be... I feel like I'm so fed up half the time with the country. But I can't do much else about it. Well, I arguably could, but I promise you it will not be legal. Do not send that to any law enforcement, please. I need to stop saying extremely incriminating things on stream. If it's not cannibalism, it's bomb threats, and if it's not bomb threats, I guess it's something else. I'm always saying something a little unhinged, and I might need to actually start like paying attention and being a little careful with that. I always joke around at the Carl's Jr. like oh, I'm gonna put bleach in the shakes because I hate making the shakes so much. Like I'm gonna poison the customers. One of these days I will genuinely actually get in trouble with that, and I'm not sure what to think. One thing that I like to say, if you think about it, all theft sends phones to China, cars to the Middle East, Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, it's not surprising. It's just, like, I'm not surprised, like, we're in cahoots with these things. Again, it's more of, like, it's annoying how much of it just happens. And, like, they still have the audacity to say, like, a bunch of, like, bullshit that they expect us to believe. Like, excuse me, how stupid do you think I am? I understand I'm very, very stupid at times, but I'm not that stupid. When was the last time anyone was able to buy a Russian wife online? I don't know. All I know is, let's see. One time we were in Philippines, and we were at a mall at night, and it was kind of close to closing, and my cousins started to like catch up with us, or with me, and I was like, oh, like, what's happening? It's like, no, you're just like a really pretty lady walking in Southeast Asia by yourself. You should have people with you. And I'm like, ah, yeah, you're right. Not to get political, but people believe Trump is a great businessman. People believe, not to get political, but people believe Trump is a great businessman, so people believe everything. That's true, yeah. Look, technically, yes, he is, because he clearly has wealth. He's clearly successful to some extent. No, but the thing about, like, saying he's a successful businessman, he is 100%, like, all of those earnings, there's no way it was, like, very legitimate or anything, right? Like, yes, good, but also just not legitimate. That's my thing. Like, very dishonest stuff going on. You can't convince me otherwise. And if it wasn't dishonest stuff, then he just had, like, a leg up in, like, everything that he did then, so, you know. I wouldn't take advice from rich people. What do they know? Take advice from me, the self-taught artist who has no idea how to draw, actually. I'm kind of proud of myself with this pose, actually. I think it looks decently anatomically correct. And this time I didn't have to use, like, the magic poser for it. Because I like, it's fine, but I just don't really like how it functions. I find it a little annoying in that he gets wealthy through fraud, abuse, blackmail, and exploitation. Technically, in a sense, in a very broad and specific sense, that is great business practice. Like, if it works, it works, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, just like as a reminder, successful does not imply that he has obtained his wealth by any legitimate or moral ways. That's all I'm saying. They are technically correct when they say he's a successful businessman. Dishes are done. Time to cook in 3 hours and make more dishes to watch. See, okay, that's the thing about like adult life that I don't get. How is it that I have to clean and cook so much? Like, why can't things just stay clean? Why can't I have extra food? I don't understand. That is business with no business ethics. Nobody said anything about ethics, okay? I'm just stating the facts. Just use paper plates. Oh yeah, huh? And paper pans. Okay, well the paper pans I don't think works out very well for cooking, huh? And I do see the comment about the drawing being cute. Thank you very much. This is going to be a sticker when it is done. I don't know when it'll be done. I actually don't even know if we're going to be able to finish it on stream. I feel like we'll be able to, because there's not really a lot to render. I just gotta, like, paint the flowers next. And that's gonna be interesting. Oh, I still gotta render all the color. Like, I still gotta put down all the shading on the wings. To make paper food. I actually did used to do a lot of origami. You guys want to see some insanity? Google Photos. There are some hilarious screenshots that I've taken. When would this have been? This would have been back in... let me go to 2019. Good lord, I'm seeing all the old art. Oh Jesus, this was a mistake. I just want to show you guys something insanely funny that I think you'll appreciate. I just have to find it first is the problem. Did I make an album for it by any chance? I don't think I did. So just to sort of give a preview as to what I'm trying to look for here. I used to be very huge into origami, and my favorite things to make by far were the little paper origami stars. Okay, I think the full picture is actually before that, because I would have had to move them off the shelves. So, I made one jar of 1,000 stars, and the little voice in my head, the whispery groans that are in there, decided to just be like, you know, what if you kept going? Like, what if you just kept making stars? And so, started like a couple year-long obsession with making a shit ton of origami stars, if I could fucking find it. If doctor practiced medicine the way Trump practices business, the doctor would be running a morgue, plastic surgery. See, but here's the funny thing that has technically happened, like, multiple times, I'm willing to bet. Where he forces all his clients to receive plastic surgery with dead people's spare part. No, but that's the thing. That's the thing. There are people who commit a lot of medical malpractice, so do not, like, it's not exclusive. People are just bad, and that's what it is at the end of the day. Free Luigi. Real. I think that doctor would probably get into health insurance. Chat is getting heated. Chat is getting radicalized. And I'm powerless to stop it, but also I don't want to stop it. This is funny. So, this is the New York trip. I'm trying to find the thing. I don't want to have to go through my Instagram because I don't even remember if I posted it on public or private. Oh my god, but it was a whole thing. It would probably just be easier if I took a picture of my shelves. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna find it. I know I posted it to Tumblr. Oh, okay, I found some. We'll go with that. Okay, so this is not the, no, we don't get radicalized. We just are rad. You guys are rad. radicalized. Oh, sorry. Meant to do this. This is not the full collection, by the way. I think a few more had gotten added since I took this one. So as you can see, I've made a lot of origami stars. And this is only part of the collection. How should I... How do I go about talking about this? So this one has 1,000. Do you still have them? Yeah, they're on my shelves here in my room. Like, I have these little wall-mounted shelves, and those shelves are practically dedicated to the stars. What is that in the jars? Little origami paper stars, Marco. I haven't made stars in a while. I've been, like, stuck on this one jar. But, yeah, these two have 1,000 in it. I have can you make one right now? I don't have the paper strips with me. Give me... I can't say... Let me get one thing at the very least. Let me show you guys something, because I was keeping track of all the stars that I made. All the jars that I have the number of stars in them written down, like with Sharpie, and then it's like covered with the tape so it doesn't scratch off. I stopped because this one jar, it was another really big jar. It was taking a while, and I was getting like really tired of working on it because it was kind of hurting my hands. Because all of my hobbies need to cause me excruciating joint pain in my hands. I saw some ecstasy pills shaped like that once. Are little paper things coated in LSD? Can you make them with edible paint? Are you asking me to peddle you drugs? Unironically, are you? You can tell me you're asking me for drugs. I won't say anything to authorities. But anyways, since the last count that I did, you know, you have slowly started to look like moist particles. The headphones going on. There was a huge step. What is happening? Coat them in sugar and caffeine powder and it would be good for snacking. It would be if I knew how to make them edible. So I was recording everything on this little index card. I stopped the count for the jar down there because it was getting really big and I didn't have enough space to essentially write down all the math. So I wanted to add, I put a line, a divider to show me like, okay, well this is where you're gonna add up the final total when you finish the jar. So the last count before I updated the grand total was 7,262 stars. I don't know what possesses somebody to do this, but that is a wonderful glimpse into my life. But yeah, I have over 7,200 stars, probably over 7,300, maybe even close to 8,000 actually. I'm not sure if I should be proud of that. I kind of am. I'll say this. The stars have been a great motivator, or were a great motivator for me to not want to die, because in my head, I want to be immortal, and I want to keep making the stars. I wish I had that much passion for anything. Wife said she used to make those too. Oh, wow. Yeah, I started another one. This one was going to be a gift for another manager, but she already transferred stores. This is made out of these, it's a bottle of alcohol. Not my alcohol, I didn't drink this. And the little stars in there are made out of the Carl's Jr. tray liners. That's a lot of commitment though, that's a lot of stars. Yeah, you think, buddy? I wonder what the world record is for the biggest collection, but, I would not be surprised if somebody had more. Because I'm sure there are people who... Because I've stopped. I want to get back into it. What do you guys think? Do you guys want an origami star stream? Is that something that people would be into? Um, anyways, it's yeah, I haven't done it in a while because they really do hurt my hands quite a bit to make. Because the paper gets really thick and you gotta press it down, and it does kind of it is a bit much on the joints, but maybe I'll get back into it. Maybe it'd be fun. I think just returning to something that I used to enjoy, or I'm sure I still enjoy it because I do like origami. I did all kinds of origami before, but like the stars were by far my favorite one because I love how they look. Um, I think they're like the cutest shape, in my opinion. But yeah, I used to have like a little like larger paper star too. But the cool thing about that one was is that it opened and you could store even more stars inside of it. It was great. And I used to take it with me on the go, and I would like if I had the paper on me, I would just like make the stars, and when I'm done making the stars, I just keep it in the little paper thing, and it was great. 17,779. Wait, what are you sending me? Wrong copy paste. Please delete address. Oh, Jesus. Marco, you gotta be careful with these things. How do I delete your chat? Oh, do not pin that. Do not pin that. Unpin. How do I delete this? I've gotten 14. Okay, you know, I think I gotta pin it first, and then it, there we go. Delete. There we go. I was trying to paste the Guinness World Record. You're good. You're good. At least stream is small. Philippines. 100,000. Jesus. That's cool though. Well, let's hope I'm not a serial killer. I mean, you can be honest here, James. This is a judgment-free zone. I used to be like super into that when I was like younger. When I was a teen, I was one of those edgy teens, but not like in the suicidal depression kind of way, more in like the psycho this is so can I? Yeah, you can. I was more of like the edgy teen, but in like the psychopath kind. This is gonna sound awful. In the psychopath kind of way. So I loved like the idea of like killing and murder, and I was like, yeah, it is so justified to kill people you don't like. It's incredibly embarrassing, but that was teenage me. Oh, you had the school shooter archetype of edgy kids. Well, I didn't want to shoot people. I thought guns were a little lame at the time. Like I like guns now, just like as like a oh, like that. Oh, that's cool. It could be kind of fun to like shoot one maybe. I was like the stabby kind. Like I like knives. I still like knives, but like for the fact of like collecting them, not stabbing. School stabber. Look. There's a. I'm just saying. There's a reason why this emote exists. I'm just saying. Like, it's just a funny little nod to the probably one of the worst eras of my life. That was embarrassing. Obviously I don't think like that now because I'm smarter, I've emotionally matured, and I'm like, oh yeah, low-key kind of fucked up. But it was kind of funny. Something that does get mentioned here every so often. It hasn't been mentioned in a while. It exists for stability. Real. One thing that does get mentioned here every so often is creepypasta. I loved creepypasta when I was a teenager. You can guess who my favorite one was. And my god, I want to do like a creepypasta sort of like nostalgia stream so bad, but I don't know if um, if what I'm about, if my idea for it counts as bullying. Because effectively, what it was, creepypasta is an Italian being sus, imagine. Oh, it was Sonic. No, that was... Yeah, Sonic was the meme. Sonic.exe was the... I like how that's a link. Do not click that link. No, wait, no. Okay, I want you to guys think. I had an affinity for knives. I really liked stabbing people that I didn't like. And I wore a hoodie all the time. I want you guys to guess which creepypasta it was. I'll give you a hint. It was not a well-written creepypasta. Oh my god. Slim. Okay. I'll give you a hint. His name starts with the letter J. Yeah, I'm going to regret this. I learned how to use medieval longsword in high school for almost 3 years. See, but that's cool, and that doesn't immediately give off serial killer vibes. What I was doing, I did end up, the school deputy did end up, like, talking to me. Jason Ford, no, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to say it. Okay, the creepypasta that I'm talking about is Jeff the Killer. It's, oh my god, it's so bad. I need to read some of the story. Just so you guys know, this was like if people were shipping themselves with creepypasta characters, this was the one that I was doing, and you know what? As in defense of my 16-year-old self, it's not my fault everyone was drawing him as a hot anime boy. Anyways, where's the actual creepypasta story? Okay, fine. Creepypasta wiki. For those of you who have never heard the story before, I just need to read you some excerpts from this. As he and Lou finished breakfast, Lou's his brother, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden... Hang on, let me read this with, like, the actual punctuation. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then, all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise. Hey, what the hell? The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hands. The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He wears an Aeropostale shirt and ripped blue jeans. Well, looks like we have some new meat. Suddenly, 2 other kids appeared. One was super skinny and the other was huge. Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there's Keith. Jeff and Lou looked. These are 13-year-olds. 12 and 13-year-olds. Jeff and Lou looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have. And he's Troy. They looked over to the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling. The fire. If I wear glasses, I look like Dahmer. Dude, I don't know if that's something that you actually, like, want to say about yourself. Bro, you remember that time some kids actually killed their friends because Momo told them or something? There was a lot. There were 2 girls who tried to kill their friend because they, quote-unquote, Slenderman told them to do it. And I think they were, one of them was, like, checked in for, like, insanity, and it was, like, a whole thing. I thank God the girl lived, I think. But yeah, wouldn't be the first time. Where's the funny part? A reminder, these are 13-year-old kids. Hello, Jeff, is it? He said. We have some unfinished business. Jeff saw his bruised nose. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you get my brother sent to JDC. Randy got an angry look in his eyes. Oh no, I don't go for even, I go for winning. You may have kicked our asses that one day, but not today. As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets. No one interrupts or guts will fly, they said. Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder. It's just like, what is this? Reminds me a lot of My Immortal. That's the infamous Harry Potter one, right? Is it Harry Potter or is it Star Trek? I think it's Harry Potter. I think what I'm thinking, Mary Sue, the term Mary Sue came from a Star Trek fanfic, if I remember correctly, and then My Immortal is the other one that's also like infamous for doing like the Mary Sue thing, but I don't think it actually like coined the phrase Mary Sue. Yeah, it was Harry Potter, as I thought. I'm not into Harry Potter, so I never read it, but I have heard of it. This is actually like John Wick fan fiction. No, it is. And again, these are like 13, 12-year-old kids. Like, Jeff the Killer is actually like such a wild story. Look. But here's the best part about Jeff the Killer, right? Going back, when you read it, the adults are so, like, unbelievably not written like adults, like, at all. To the point where I'm almost convinced that you could turn Jeff the Killer into a South Park episode. Like, the kids pulling out guns and beating each other up. And then the parents, like being too scared to do anything to the kids. That is literally a South Park episode. Like there's a part where Jeff's brother, Lou, he's, taking the blame for, like, beating up Randy, at the bus stop. And he's holding a knife, like, it was me. I beat up those kids. And the cops who were there to approach Jeff about it, they all, like, draw their guns and pointed at Lou, like, hands up, Lou! Hands where we can see them. This is a 9-year-old kid. Reminds me of Onision's book, actually. I remember Onision's book. I never read it, but I did watch one guy who did read it. Dude was, like, livid. He was a reasonable crash out. But again, I don't think Onision's book would be the worst book I've ever read. That is once again going to the creepy stalker guy that I met in high school. Because, of course, that is my life. I have to know, like, I don't get it. Why can't the weirdos just stay as, like, weirdo stories on the internet? Like, why do I have to know these people? But yeah, I'm still not over that. I'm guessing the 9-year-old child won. Thankfully, no. Because he was just looking to, like, take the blame so Jeff wouldn't get arrested. It was a whole thing. And then, of course, Jeff, like, kills his entire family in the end because, I don't know, he's, like, insane or something. But it was just, man. I want to do, like, a fun, like, rewrite of it personally. I think it'd be... Ooh, that's a bit similar to, that thing there. A little bit. Okay, you know what? Too red. I'm just gonna do that. Anyways, I kind of want to do, like, a rewrite of Jeff the Killer. One that's, like, a little bit more, like, thought out, I guess. Imagining a realistic battle between 9-year-old and 7 cops with their guns pointed is pretty funny. Can you, I want you to I mean, especially when you remember, like, how small 9-year-olds are, it's incredibly funny. Like, just to imagine just, like, a bunch of cops drawing their guns on a kid. Like that, like, oh my god. Hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah. I want to do, like, a rewrite, one that's a little bit more, like, one that's a little bit more, like, thought out, with, like, good details and everything. But I don't think Jeff the Killer is actually the worst creepypasta ever. I think, let me think. Obviously there's, like, some very, like, poorly written ones, and there's, like, a ton of, like, Jeff the Killer, like, clones that just did not have well-written stories at all. I made a Jeff the Killer clone. It was a self-insert, because that's what that's what it was at the time. But I, you know, I tried to at least make it sound a little scary. Other ones are just like, it's a whole thing. I shouldn't judge, but yeah, I want to write one with like more detail and stuff in it. I think the worst creepypasta I think I've ever read slash listened to, probably Core QKC. Okak? Okay? Okak? Let it be known we find 9-year-old getting shot down by cops pretty funny. I'm assuming you're responding to the previous message. I'm so sorry, first-time chatter, that this has to be your introduction to me. I'm Kerr, and we get a little unhinged on stream is all. We're talking about creepypasta, we're talking about Jeff the Killer. There is no cause for concern. We're definitely not serial killers in the making. This is all a joke, and in Minecraft, we just like getting a little silly, I promise. Man, I feel so bad for people who don't know me, because I feel like I must be like a very strange person to know, like, on the outside. I was talking about that, like, with my manager on, we get a little silly. Yeah, we do. I was talking about that with my manager on, Sunday. Because, like, I get it, I'm weird. I'm weird and I fully accept that. I like being strange. But but that being said, as much as I like being strange, I don't fully expect people to just, like, accept it. Because, once again, I am the type of person to, put a roasted pigeon's head on a stick and then ask the photo booth people at my cousin's wedding, hey, can you take a picture of me and my brother holding this roasted pigeon head on a stick? And that is a mug. That photo has been immortalized as a ceramic mug somewhere in this house. So again, if people are weirded out by me, I don't blame them. I feel like I just, once again, I just feel like I'm such a strange person. But I can't help it, I like being silly. Anyways, let me start adding, like, a little bit of shadow to these wings, because, I don't want these to look flat compared to the thing. They're not really, like, flat right now because they have so much color and blending on them, but I do want to make sure that there's at least a little bit of, like, shadow and everything. So I'm gonna be very careful about how I do this. Have you seen A Villager's Night? I have not. Weird Owl vibes. I thought that said AI for a moment, then I figured that it probably says Weird Owl. Yeah, I can see that. that probably tracks. Never mind, like, once again, I feel like I always just say, like, the strangest things on stream. There was one stream where I was just like, do you guys ever wonder, like, what it's like to eat, like, organs? Because, like, a lot of the meat that we eat is just, like, tissues and fat and everything. But, like, the heart is a muscle. And it's like, how different would that taste? How different would that feel? And it was just a whole thing, and at some point I had to, like, stop and be like, I finally heard myself after, like, 10 minutes of, like, rambling like that, and I was just like, this is kind of a gross conversation to have, isn't it? And you're just ever so slightly teetering on the edge of cannibalism. And speaking of cannibalism, another thing my manager told me, there was a street taco thing, and this is her whole reason as to why she stopped eating street food. There was a street taco stand in, like, LA or something, and the tacos were made out of human meat. And that is crazy. That is actually insane. That's, like, horrible, right? However, I don't think it's enough for me to deter me from eating street food. I think if a shady taco person said, hey, you want some tacos? I'd definitely be like, oh, hell yeah, I love tacos. I'll just eat those tacos. No second thought. You've never had organs, chicken heart, liver? I have. I've eaten a little bit of chicken heart before. I don't like liver. I don't like that it's powdery. I like intestines a lot. Intestines are really good. Never had stomach. I want to try lingua. I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, I think those are all the organs I've eaten. Like human meat. I thought that was illegal. I mean, yeah, it is illegal. Like, they obviously got arrested, but like the whole thing was like it was just some psychopath selling people human meat to eat as taco meat. That was the whole thing. And again, not to sound like a cannibal, but that is not enough to deter me from like trying silly street foods. Is all I'm saying. Like, I probably still would. I'm not proud of myself for that. But do know, if there is a stand selling human meat and I do not know that they are selling human meat, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat it because I'm not going to give it a second thought. I'll be like, delicious. I like tacos. I like food. And that's the problem with me. Like, I'm generally a pretty adventurous eater. I tried to be. Who's meat? Like Meat Man? I don't know who's meat. They just, I guess they just had people that they chopped up and turned into tacos. And you know what? That's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you don't get to choose the meat. Sometimes it's just opportunity strikes and suddenly you got people tacos. Once again, I feel like I'm saying some incredibly fucked up things in a very casual manner, and I'm starting to to feel like I'm coming off like a psychopath a little. But you people already know that I like joke about pouring bleach into milkshakes already, so it's whatever, I guess. To be fair, I never actually pour bleach into the shakes because obviously that's illegal and I will get caught. But people think I'm funny, at least. I'm like such a bad influence, so I got like one of my coworkers like saying the same, like similar things, and I'm like, oh no. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's this guy, Avocado Animations, who makes Meat Canyon-like vids, but keeps it realistic, like the SpongeBob zoom-ins. Oh, like the hyper-realistic stuff. That's pretty cool. That's pretty tight, actually. Man, I will have to remember that to check it out probably after stream. Yeah, because that sounds interesting. The funny thing about the SpongeBob zoom-ins, actually, those SpongeBob, like hyper realistic or like super rendered, super detailed shots, I should say. They're not really hyper realistic. They played a huge role in the creepypasta community, just to like loop back to that because I think it'll be funny to loop back to that. Squidward's Suicide, that one creepypasta about Squidward blowing his brains out with a shotgun. The whole trend of like lost episode, lost media type of creepypastas, and then like just having shots of like hyper-realistic gore, came from Squidward's Suicide, because there's like multiple like mentions of like the characters like having like these bloodshot hyper-realistic eyes and the gore and everything. There was also a game of Squidward's Suicide. That's so funny. Oh, I just realized I've been saying suicide on stream. Am I gonna get censorship is lame. It's okay. I think we'll be fine. Anyways, real quick, I'm gonna erase these. We'll get to adding the highlights now. But and Mr. Krabs kid on ketamine. Yeah, I know the Mr. Krabs and the Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine. That one's great. That one's hilarious. But yeah, no, the whole, and the reason why the reason why I think Squidward's Suicide was like super was like super like harping on like the hyper realistic eyes was because of those like super like rendered shots of SpongeBob, and I guess they had no other way of like describing it. And then Squidward's Suicide got so like infamous that other like again lost media deleted episode type creepypastas started using the same thing. There was one for The Amazing World of Gumball called The Grieving, Unalive is so gross. Yeah, I agree. Um, but yeah, that Gumball creepypasta, same kind of vibe, just like shots of like quote unquote dead children, and like hyper realistic gore coming out of the characters and everything. It's a whole. It was like a whole trend in like in the space. Yo, I know the Gumball one. That one spooked me as a kid. Yeah, I don't remember. I think I remember like reading some of it, but I couldn't really like. I can't really like remember. Um, I can't remember it all that well. I think another one was it Dead Mouse? Or it's not Dead. I think it's Suicide Mouse. I think it also uses the word suicide. Um, that one I think also used like the hyper realistic one. That one was actually kind of freaky because I liked how like the animation was just looping and like just it devolved into insanity. I think that one was actually like pretty good. I know another Disney creepypasta people really like is Abandoned by Disney. Yeah, Dead Mouse is the DJ. Yeah, when I said it, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, no, I had that wrong. Um, I think people regard Abandoned by Disney to be one of the better written creepypastas out there. It's the one where the reverse color Mickey Mouse tears at his neck and chunky yellow blood comes out. The picture is pretty freaky, actually. But that one's, if I remember, is written pretty good because it's just like exploring this like abandoned Disney park, and there's all kinds of stuff that this guy's just like kind of like running into. Um, Lots of cool photos, lots of cool secrets, and then he finds like this one place, and then like written on the walls, like instead of like Abandoned by Disney, which was written everywhere else, this time it said Abandoned by God, and it's just like, how chilling. I feel like there's a couple video essays talking about like the actual meaning of Abandoned by Disney, but I couldn't tell you because I kind of didn't watch them. God, that reminds me of the lady who died from a Disney contraption. I am intrigued. I'm sure plenty of people have died at Disney parks, but I have not heard. I don't think I've heard of the specific one that you're mentioning right now. Also, I love Dead Mouse and Marshmallow. Spell it right, Marco. It's marshmallow, not marshmallow. I'm kidding. You're good. My favorite EDM artists, by the way, Porter Robinson and Madeon. I love them a lot. I still love them even to this day, even though if I don't listen to like their music all that much anymore. It's just my tastes have kind of shifted, but I still think they're like great people and fantastic musicians and composers. They're stellar. They're incredible. Like no questions asked. I remember when Shelter came out back in 2016. God, Shelter was something else, and Daft Punk. I see it. I don't recall what exactly kind of show it was. I think it was a ride, but basically she got stuck in the back, the contraption started, and oh, ouch. Man, yeah, that's pretty bad. One theme park accident that I do vividly like not remember happening like in real time, but just like this is one story that stuck out to me. I forget what the water park was called, but it's the one. But they had like this huge water slide, and she was apparently screaming the entire time, but the music was so loud they thought it was just oh, that's so sad. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, the water slide one. Yeah, so basically there was like a bump in the slide, and the cover for the slide had like bars. They weren't necessarily bars, they were like relatively thick bars, but at this point in the ride, you would have been like traveling so fast, and this kid, the bump sends him a little airborne, just enough so that his neck and the bar collide, and he gets completely decapitated. Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. What's it called? Like death. I feel so bad for the family and like everyone who must have been there that day. That's actually like so scary. But yeah, there was I keep talking about creepy. I just really like horror literature. Never mind, I thought no one was gonna be the brain eating amoeba one. Oh yeah, I feel like I've heard about that too. things are turning dark web in here. No, 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 no. We're still on the subject of legality here. We're just talking about different news stories that happen. Um, not to bring it back to like internet horror stories though. Like horror literature, I mean, not just horror stories. Um, there's this one sort of like horror story. I forget what it's called, but they read it on Are You Scared? That one thing that Ryan and Shane from BuzzFeed and Unsolved that they did, the little show they started, and it was so good. There was like a water park, and this girl goes down the slide, but she doesn't come back out the other side. So they stop the water and everything, and they send the protagonist down there to go, like, check things out. And he finds, like, a pool of blood, and it's like, okay, but where's the girl? He looks up, and the girl's, like clinging to, like, the top of the slide. Her head does, like, a full 180, and then she slides back down. And, like, the way it's described is so, like, gnarly and brutal. I loved it. Like, I was actually, like, on the edge of my seat listening to that story narration. But man, I love horror literature so much. Lovely. Yeah, a bit lovely. Also, real quick, I think I am gonna go get a bit of water, because I think I see a bottle on my floor, but low-key it might be old, so I'm just gonna get another bottle from the kitchen. I will be right back. I forgot I was muted. I see you little gremlins in chat. Oh boy. I think I can literally add that right now. Viewer rewards. I don't know. I'll do it another time. But look, I'm hydrating. You literally could, yes? Yeah? Okay. Give me 2 seconds. It might take a bit to update, though. Give me 2 seconds, and let's see. Viewer rewards, power-ups and channel points. Okay, let's see. Default rewards, custom rewards. Okay, remind her to hydrate. Somebody's gonna do it. What if I made it like an insane amount of points? Like, what if I said it's gotta be 10,000 points? You get to spend points and you get a cool sunbit emote. I don't think I have it so that it does the sound or emotes. I just don't actually know what to do with it. I'll make it like, I don't know, 50. I don't actually know the rate for the thing. Background color. want it blue because it's water. And then I do want it to have a cooldown. I don't want you guys spamming drinking water, so you can do it every hour. Alright, so that should be there now. Okay. That will go there at some point, I'm sure. Not gonna lie. I had the exact prediction, 100. In the back of my head, I was just gonna make it 10k, I'll still have enough to redeem. God damn it. Okay, I'm drinking the water. There, I drank. I drink it on stream. Actually, speaking of drinking, on Friday, I thought I would get some alcohol after the shift because it was a very stressed shift. This is Mike's Harder Lemonade, and I bought some Sprite along with it just to like mix with the drink because I thought it would be too bitter. It's actually pretty sweet. It's so sweet, in fact, that I was low-key a little overwhelmed by it. I drank most of it and then decided it was just not worth drinking the rest of it. I'm not huge on alcohol, as I've said before, so I just stopped. I feel kind of silly though, because that was my money and I'm just like, man. But yeah, I like Smirnoff Ice, and like I don't really get drunk off of those anyways, so it was, I feel like I should have just gotten that, but it's okay. I just don't get drunk that easily is the problem. People will be like, oh yeah, like you can only take like a few things and then you're drunk. Like, wow, like what kind of lightweight are you? Don't you want to be like a heavyweight? Being a heavyweight sucks. You have to drink so much and the alcohol tastes so bad. Like, ugh, no thank you. I'm better off like drinking soda. I like the highlight message thing. It'd be nice if we had like a more active like chat thing, so that the highlight message thing actually like felt a little bit more useful. But you know, it is what it is. I don't mind too much. Have you heard about the YouTuber who kills his girlfriend and a born child and made it 6 hours? Oh yeah. That was the it was in like Ireland or something, right? Like I think it was an Irish streamer. That was crazy. That was actually insane. I remember that. They did catch him, right? I don't actually remember like if I saw any updates to the story, but surely they caught him. Surely they caught him and jailed him and everything, right? That was actually like infuriating. And the way he was like making like subtle like jokes about it too, like during the recording, that was bad. Dude wasn't even a streamer, he was a YouTuber. Yes, they did, and he's still waiting for trial. Honestly, don't even like put that guy on trial. Just like just leave him in jail at that point. Yeah, no, that's terrible. It is interesting though. I think that is like gonna be like one of the first cases where like a live stream is used as like evidence in court against a murder. I would say evidence in court, but there's like plenty of like people who, like the IRL streamers just like doing like stupid bullshit online, and he was denied bail. Yes, thank God. In August. Oh man, that's really soon actually. It's been that long and they still haven't like put him on trial. That's insane actually. Like what are they doing there? Well, I guess I don't know the legal process, but still. But yeah, no, there was the there was that, and then I know personally for me, I'm excited for the Johnny Somalis shit. I love watching this guy get smacked down in court so bad. I can't wait to see him behind bars. Yeah, the crime was in 2022. Yeah, no, that's actually like ridiculous. Like, why has it been like so long? Like, why are... Like, justice needed to be served yesterday. And by yesterday, I mean, like, in 2022. That's the thing I don't get about legal systems. It's like, was charged in 2023 and has been awaiting trial since. Yeah, no, that's... that, again, that's literally just... That's ridiculous. Like, how are you going to, like prolong it, like, for that long? That's frustrating. I'm upset. I would be upset if I was the family. I'd be like, this fucking guy has just been chilling in jail. Like, that's just not enough. Maybe it's just so, like, he's, like, guaranteed, like, some years of, like, punishment or something, but, like, even still, it's just, like, just put him on trial, call him guilty. Anyways. Oh wow, it's almost 12. Or practically is 12. Alright. Oh, I can't wait to see my friend tomorrow. Online friend, his name is Neil. I cannot wait to see him. He joins streams sometimes, but, like, he's usually busy. So, I'm excited to, like, meet him in person. He's gonna swing by my Carl's Jr. for, like, lunch or something. And, he said he made some wax seals to gift to me, and I'm, like, so excited to see them, because he was, like, so excited about how they came out. I'm like, yes! Yes! There was actually this Russian IRL streamer who got arrested here. And he's... Oh, yeah. Vitaly, right? That's him. He's been another one that I've been enjoying, like, the absolute biblical smackdown law enforcement over there has been giving him. Like, thank God. And, like, I saw the jailhouse, too. It's, like, crowded and cramped, and, like, the weather is so hot. Like, yes. Like, so, like, good. Absolutely deserved. Like, people have gotten so used to the idea that, like, their actions don't have consequences, but they do. And I think, like, this, like, whole, like, push back against IRL streamers is such a great thing, because it's like, you guys gotta remember, like, stupidity has consequences. Like, this is something that I was, like, telling Johnny. Not that he's been doing anything stupid, but, like, some kids were, like, doing something stupid, and he was just like, do I call the police on them? It was a whole thing. I'll say the context in a bit. But I'm just like, yeah, you should call the police on them, because people gotta know that their stupidity has consequences. Like, if they want to be stupid, that's fine. They just gotta know that, they can get in trouble, for things that, for things like that. So the whole context from that was, Johnny's, like, was a little, like, nervous about ordering things and having it sent to our house, because our dad's kind of, like, big on, like, saving money, and he gets concerned about how much we spend, even though, like, we know what we're doing. So sometimes he would, like, send things to friends' houses, and this one friend, he sent a guitar over there, and the guitar arrived, and he never got the guitar. So we're trying to figure out where the guitar is, and it gets to the point where we're almost certain that this kid, like, our mutual friend and coworker, stole it. And we were convinced that they stole it. They might have sold it for, like, some money, and then they were trying, like, the whole, like, excuse about this one guy being in Mexico, it was just sounded like him buying time to get, like, the things back from, like, whatever, like, buyer bought the guitar. That's what it sounded like in our heads. So Johnny was just like, should I just call the police? And I was like, I would just call the police, because these kids gotta learn that stupidity has consequences. It turns out it was not that at all. Johnny did get his guitar back Sunday night, thank God. And turns out the kid that took the guitar just thought it was his, and it was, like, a whole thing, and he's just stupid and super sucks, basically. So yeah, I feel like we could have called the police on that kid, but, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. It's in the past. We got the guitar back. All is well and good in the world of Johnny. Mostly. Anyways. What did the police even do? Well, if there's evidence of, like, mail theft or something, you can press charges. That is effectively what it is. And, like, the punishment can be anything from, like, just having it on your record to, like, I think community service, stuff like that. Like, again, Johnny, we were ready to, like, call the police. Like, we were this close. We were this close to calling the cops. And, like, reporting, like, the package is just straight up stolen. And to be fair, like, that kid kind of technically did take the package, because he thought the guitar was for him, because his name is also Johnny. But, you know, it was a vague misunderstanding. But at the same time, it's like, how stupid do you have to be to realize, like, the last name is not your last name, you know? So it's like, what the hell? Needless to say, Johnny will not be sending packages over there anymore, and our dad will not be making a fuss over, like, stuff that we buy. Oh yeah, you got porch pirates there, huh? A little bit. I haven't dealt with that at all. Actually, almost did today, because Amazon was being fucking stupid. They delivered my earbuds, the ones that I'm wearing right now, over to the house next door. Because my name is Kyra, right? And our neighbor is named Kai. But the thing that frustrates me, it's like, okay, Kai and Kyra are not even, like, spelled the same. Like, yeah, they sound similar, but it's not. So Amazon was like, oh, the package was delivered. I'm like, that is not my fucking package. It was a whole thing. I did find the earbuds, thankfully, so at least there's that, and we don't have to deal with any, like, silly business for stream. Okay, so, that is also just, like, all the stuff done there. We just gotta paint the flowers now. But yeah, I was pissed. I was just like, you know what, it's fine. I got my headphones. I'm not gonna make a fuss out of it anymore. Is it bad that I low-key just don't want to paint the flowers? Like, I just don't feel like it. I mean, I will. It's just I gotta find space for them first of all. So let me shove everything into a layer folder real quick. Close that, and I'm gonna move this so that there's a little bit more room, like, around her, right? And now we can start drawing the plumerias in. Well, would you look at that? They suspended classes again. I actually attended one class this week. Jesus, man. They can't do, like, an online thing at the very least. I feel like that's a lot of, like, college to miss out on, especially when, like, you know, you pay for college. Just a thought. My headphone's, like, under so many wires right now. It's kind of annoying. I'm gonna see if I can fix that real quick. Okay, there we go. I think that's a little bit less restrictive. Man, this country never fucking learns. Ouch. Well, in any case, there are geriatrics here. I'm sure eventually something will turn up. Anyways, how do I want to paint these? Thankfully, I just need to make the one, you know? And then I'll just copy paste because I'm too lazy to do anything else. So they're kind of shaped like they're star shaped first of all, but not exactly like as drastic as that. So I'm gonna do that. And then, you know what, let me just, I should at least rotate. You would think they would at least do like an online thing. I'm genuinely surprised, especially considering how prominent online was back during the pandemic. Like, you'd think they would have gleaned some wisdom from that. By the way, I don't know if I have to pay for this, but I'm curious what kind of critiques you got for the piece I uploaded. You don't gotta do it now, but yeah. Honestly, like, are you looking for critiques? Like actual, like, stuff like that? Or are you looking for just, like, general compliments? I do like how fishy it is, we'll put it that way. All my professors are retired and 60 years old. What are they doing still teaching? strange. Anyways, now we'll do it now, because might as well. I don't have much left to do on this piece. Anyways, where do we post art again? Oh yeah, in the art posting channel. Yeah, actual stuff nobody else wants to teach. Ouch. Let's see. I mean, I see the style that you're going for. I like it a lot. Critiques though. Push your contrasting values a bit more. Make your shadows darker and your highlights, or mostly your shadows. Your shadows can stand to be darker, because at a glance it almost looks like a solid color, and I can't exactly see what's going on unless I zoom in. But other than that, I'd say it's really nice. It's a very like fun composition. I like the colors a lot. I think they're very like I think they're very I already like that they're super vibrant. I think everything is like very clear and defined. It's just like the little like details in the rendering that can stand to have a little bit more contrast. Yeah, other than that, I'd say it's pretty good. I mean, I can see him shadows. I had one professor who waited 6 months to get her bonus. Ouch. Yeah, but it's not a matter of like if you can see the shadows. It's a matter of like can your audience see the shadows? Cuz this is the one thing that I preach like all the time, right? Make your shadows and highlights count. Cuz my thing is that there's a lot of art out there where it's just it is rendered, and don't get me wrong, you can tell if you have the flats and the thing on and the I mean, I can see them being improved. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, my bad. But you get me though. But I do say it, I mean I do say it all the time. There's this one post that I saw on Instagram with somebody opening commissions. They had like an option for like flat versus rendered, right? Nothing wrong with that, but like you could kind of barely tell the difference between the flat and the rendered of course had like a big markup in price, and I was just like not to be mean, but like low-key not worth, in my opinion. Like if I'm paying extra for rendering, I want to see the rendering. That's my thing. So that's why I always have like really like dark shadows and like really bright highlights, so that it's very like you can see it. I want it to be saturated. I want it to be like noticeable, like at a glance. I don't want to have to like zoom in. Ooh. I'm being very lazy with the shape of this right now, am I? I just, oh my god. I don't know, I'm just not feeling it with the digital art right now. Maybe I should do something else. I would work on the, I would color the ammonite, the fossil one right now, but I need to redo the scan because it's like weirdly blurry when the other ones weren't, so I feel like I gotta fix that. Yeah, I think I was being a little bitch and it looked good enough, which is why I didn't go for more standout lights and shadows. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I used to do the same thing. Like, if you look at my old art, I have a folder here, or a thing here in my cloud. It's like titled Old Art to Roast. I'm sure if I just put that. Yeah, here we go. Like, if we look at some of these, what is a good example? Let me find one. This one. You can't really see the shadows, like, at all. Like, again, it's a cute composition, right? Definitely really old, but, like, you can barely tell that there's supposed to be, like, a shadow, like, here, in my opinion. Or at least on my screen it's a little different because my monitors all have like different color profiles. On OBS it's showing, or on my secondary monitor it's showing that it's pretty like pronounced actually. But on my on my tablet, like, I can't see it all that well. Like, it, like, it's just not super visible. There's some other ones, too, that kind of suffer from the same problem. This is one. Like, it's better than the other one for sure. But once again, there's just not a lot, like, that you can, like, really see. And it really gets in the way of, like, selling the idea that there's, like, some pretty harsh sunlight supposed to be beaten down on her. A little bit better over here, but still definitely just, like, it's not nearly enough to just, to consider it rendered, in my opinion. Like, again, I have a very different approach to rendering now, and it's very, like, just so we can compare. This is the flat. That's the render. Like, that's exactly why I always say, like, you gotta make the rendering count, because if people can't tell, and it's a whole thing. Oops. Let me shape these petals a little bit more nicely. I see these flowers. I remember when we went to go visit, Granddad, in Philippines. These flowers were all over the cemetery. I think the mythos behind them is that they're supposed to hold, like, the souls of the dead or something like that. I don't know. I don't really remember. I just know that people really plant a lot of them at the cemeteries there. The line art seems consistent over the years. Yeah, I used to do colored lines, but then for some reason I stopped, and I like the black lines a lot better now, because there's just so much more contrast, and it allows me to it's mostly just the contrast thing. I paint my backgrounds, so just having, like, that distinction there just helps a lot. And I just like how it looks too. I've always liked doing, like, dynamic line depth and like, thicker outlines. Yeah, I used to do it thin, but, like, just even still, I always like to, like, having a little bit of line depth in there. Shape this nicely, please. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. It's such a specific shape. I'm better off, like, tracing stretched eggs at this point. Because it's supposed to be, like, kind of pointy, but not super pointy, and that's, like, the tough part. But yeah. We should be able to finish this tonight as long as I'm, like, good about things. And I think I'm comfortable enough, saying that that is a good enough base shape. Let's get to actually putting some texture down. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the watercolor pen or brush. I'm just gonna I think that's going a little bit too far, actually. Something more like that. Oh yeah, there was a new Pokemon Presents, which I haven't watched it yet. I'm trying to stay out of, like, the hype culture too much, but it's interesting to see. I know Dragonite got a new Mega, which is really cool. There's yet to be someone who notices the SpongeBob reference in the background of that piece, which is actually really good. I think I need to look then. I like when people hide details like that. Oh, it's the houses! Oh, that's so good. That's actually so clever. I love that. That's really good. That's cute. Actually, instead of doing that first, I want to add all the color. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did for the flowers, or for the wings. So I'm gonna take this, put, like, a... Actually, I could just do the watercolor too. Oh yeah, I've only seen the Dragonite Mega. I think that's the only one they showed off during the whole Pokemon Presents thing, so you and me are in, like, the same boat. I've only seen that one. there's so much of this too. I'm just gonna put, for the shadow, I'm just gonna do like a multiply layer, and we'll call it for that. Because there's gonna be a lot of colors blended here, and I cannot be bothered. I cannot be bothered to try harder right now. I'm just not in a drawing mood. Which sucks because I want to work on the art raffle winners, but I'm just like, wah. What else? Oh yeah. Because again, I just don't want to watch too much of stuff like that because I feel like it just creates like unnecessary like expectations for games. Because I remember I was doing that a lot with Steven Universe, and it's just like, okay, I need to like not do this because it's kind of like it sets the bar super high. Not that the bar should be set super high for Pokemon in the first place, but still. I like Pokemon. I did not mean to make it sound like Pokemon is like a shitty company that only makes shitty games. They've made great games before. It's just like recently the bar is pretty low. And it kind of sucks that the bar is like that low, but it's also just like, whatever, you know? It is what it is. I want to play Pokemon. I will take what I can, I suppose. These flowers looking alright, and then we just need to add like the sort of like red bits, or like the red-ish bits, it's like the center, so like it's kind of like this. Where's my undo? There we go. It's kind of like this, and then it could stand to be a bit more red, and then it's just kind of little like stuff like that. Look at me, I vaguely know how to paint. Vaguely. Again, you'd think I'd be better at this point, but I don't know. Brain does not want to brain today, and I can't stop it. I can't help it. I love the render of the flowers, though. I was never good with brushes that are not 100% opacity. It takes some time to get used to, because you have to get used to the whole like pressure control and everything, because that's really what it is. With these brushes, so like I'm doing like the same, because like I'm using like a watercolor right now, right? And I'm just trying to like make the thing look nice and pretty. I would argue that I'm not doing. I'm not good with these brushes, but I at least, like, kind of know what I'm doing enough to make it look somewhat decent. So now here comes the fun part. I have to take the colors here, and I'm going to set this. We're going to set this layer to multiply to make my life a little bit easier, and we're just gonna make it, maybe make that 10, and then just do something like that, and ta-da! Looks like there's a shadow now. Oh my god! It's almost convincing. I need to have more confidence in my art. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll do something like that, and then it's gonna be something like this, I think. Let's see. Bring that up. I think that's looking pretty alright so far. So yeah, the whole way that there's so much of art is just like having to learn it like physically, like how to do the whole like brush control, pressure, sensitivity stuff, and learning to do that, which is why I get it when some people are like frustrated, like why isn't this working? It's like there's a couple reasons for that. I'll use my iPad with a Spig and Pen. Pressure, I barely know. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that would make it a little bit tough. Oh my god, pressure sensitivity is just like so important though, because it's like it gives you so much control over not even just like the opacity of like a brush or something. It's just like even like line weight and okay, well I can really only think of the line weight because I don't really do anything else. But point being, it's so nice to have. I'm so sorry that your pen can't even offer the bare fucking minimum with that. But yeah, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Doesn't that look? I hope to God that does not look half-assed. I just don't feel it tonight, which is probably making. I got used to playing around with the color wheel, which is probably making. No. Color. I would argue that's perfectly fine because that does teach a little bit of like color theory now. Like you're forced to like rely on that, which I think is a good thing. There's like so much about art that I can like go off about and like what's like good for you and what's not good for you when you're like learning as an artist, right? One of my personal favorite things is that I think your merit as an artist is infinitely more valuable when you don't rely super heavily on like multiple different types of brushes. Some people will have like a brush for like chains. Some people have like brushes for like fire. Me personally, I'm trying to learn how to like paint everything by hand way more. Just relying on like tools that I have and not so much stuff that's like preset stamps effectively. I'm not perfect at it yet, which is fine, right? I'm not expecting to be. But like I just think it's like important to like know how to do that. And I feel like a lot of people just like people like not saying that digital art is like a crutch or anything like that. But it's for me it's just something important to remember. Like hey, we like you don't always have to like have a brush for like a thing. Like you can just paint it. You could just draw it. Hence what I did here. I'm not gonna make a plumeria stamp. I'm gonna make one thing and I'm gonna copy paste it over and over again. I'll be lazy. Or I won't be completely lazy. I'll just be lazy enough. Yeah, I would kill to know how to be great at every brush. Right now, I'd be in the same boat as you. Yeah, like I don't know. I think for me, it's especially just after the whole after making like all the dice stickers for D&D, I painted so much there. So like I really no, that's not how it's gonna work. It's better if I just do this. I like this little cheat code here. Oops. Shift. Oops. Yeah. Layer. There we go. Watch this. I'm about to create a sticker border like magic. Real quick though. I gotta grab those bits. Yeah, there we go. And then Control B, and then I think I said 50 pixels. Let me see how that looks. And then let me actually open the other thing so I can compare. I think it was probably closer to like 100 pixels then. Let me try that. 100 pixel border. Yeah, I'd argue that looks more correct. And then I think the last thing I just need to do, I need to make sure all these white borders connect. Otherwise, it will not be a good sticker. And then we'll fill in some of them too. Actually, so like, no, this little space up here, we don't need that. We don't need that to be so far out like that, so we'll just color that in. And we'll pretend that it looks nice. We don't need this space. I missed some on the star jasmine, but it's okay. Yeah, and I think let me put a background color on this one real quick. Yeah, it's like mostly like similar-ish in style. All right. Did you figure out how to have it printed pre-cut? Actually, no. And yeah, that whole feature with the whole boundary thing, border is magic. I love it so much. One of the best things I found out about. Right, so I think that's it. I don't really have anything else I can work on right now. I haven't figured out how to pre-cut it yet. I think I do just straight up need a Cricut cutter though, which kind of sucks, but that's okay, as to be expected. I'll save up for that, and we'll get there when we get there. As for now, I think this is basically it. Like, this is the finished sticker. So I guess we'll just call it stream early. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie, this looks like hell to cut by hand. Wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, I should really figure that out soon, huh? Anyways, I think we'll call stream here because I do have to get up at 9:30 for work, and I do want to shower before work. So I will take the extra 30 or so minutes of sleep, potentially. But yeah, no stream on Thursday because we are getting new internet, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up streaming on Friday. Probably not, so... Wait, let me show to wife the picture. Marco, I have your Discord. I can send this to you. Yeah, I will be sure to mark it on the Twitch calendar and schedule that there will be no stream, and I'll make a whole announcement on like my socials too. But yeah, we're gonna end it there. Next stream will be next Tuesday, and hopefully everything will be sorted out and I won't have to deal with like stuff. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you for dropping by, and good night.